The Old Man and the Violin. Many years ago, a rich industrialist was on his deathbed. As his last wish, he requested his wife to auction all his materialistic collections and donate the money received to a children's charity. She called an auctioneer to do the needful. As the auction came to close, the tired auctioneer held up a battered, dusty violin and asked mockingly, "What am I bid for this?" "Let's start with 500 Indian rupees." "No takers." "Okay, 300 Indian rupees, still no takers. How about 100 Indian rupees?" The auctioneer laughed and turned to put the violin aside. A faint cracked voice interrupted the laughter. "Excuse me, may I have a moment of your time?" A bent old man shuffled up to the auctioneer and reached for the violin with a thin pale hand. With his back to the audience, the old man first cleaned the dust from the violin with his handkerchief, plucked each string and expertly adjusted the tuning pegs. Then he placed the violin under his chin and began to play. Lovely music filled the room. People were mesmerized and sat frozen with awe as the old man played it with a heavenly solo. After playing it beautifully, he handed it over to the auctioneer and walked out of the door slowly as everyone burst into a spontaneous applause. The auctioneer held up the old violin again and shouted, "Now what am I bid for this violin?" Somebody said 1,000 Indian rupees, a voice came 1,500 Indian rupees, another said 2,000 Indian rupees, and so on. Finally it was sold for 10,000 Indian rupees. This story paints a vivid picture of the concept of value and how to maximize it. The value of the same violin increased from almost 0 to 10,000 Indian rupees just by a little fine-tuning and adjustment. Isn't it the same with us? We keep on moving from day to day without shedding the dust of conditioning and tuning our skills. We live the same day in the same way for months and years. Then, we wonder why we are not getting the desired results. Like this violin, everyone has a lot of hidden potential. It is our personal responsibility to understand and realize the potential. Just the way we upgrade our devices, our mind and body also need consistent upgrading. If we don't feed and nurture our mind, how will it support us in achieving our goals? Today is the day we can start dusting off the beliefs which might have held us back in the past. With seemingly the old man and the violin. Small but regular actions, we can start tuning the pegs of life to create some musical and magical results. When you improve a little each day, eventually big things occur. John Wooden. Thanks for watch. If you liked the video, please subscribe. It will help us to create more videos.